All right, yo, we're back with my quarantined life. It's raining again in Cape Cod. And whether it's a global warming phenomenon or just some normal climate fluctuations, if I do recall last year in New York, it rained for about 6 weeks, 2 months straight, is what I'm just going to say. And maybe I exaggerate you don't, when you think back on something, you don't go, you know what I really remember was how inconsistent the weather was. That doesn't something that usually would stand out, because you'd be like, well, man, it was all over the place. It's hot, it's cold, it's hot, it's cold. Last year, it just rained. And as a matter of fact, I know that was true for most of the East Coast, because even as far west as Pennsylvania and western PA, where I grew up, there was an inordinate amount of rain. Things were destroyed. Mold was growing everywhere. Everything was just dank and moist the whole time. So anyway, that's what's going on right now. It's raining again. And, it's not something to complain about. It's just an observation, and it's it just concerns you. You're indoors all the time. You want to get outside. We do have some recreational paths that we could or should be going down. Yours truly is always going to be out and about, but I'm concerned about the rest of the fam. I got to get the kids outside. I got to get them playing. I'd love to be that type of father that's like, yeah, we're going to put all your rain gear on. We're going to go outside and we're going to go muck it up and get in the mud and all that stuff. We don't have that gear. We're quarantined. We left the city. We were city people prepared to evolve into suburban or country people over the course of some months. And now we are dislocated, semi-homeless people, because we have packed all of our stuff up out of New York City. We do not have an apartment in New York City any longer. It is all in storage. All of our belongings are in storage. So I have the 2 pairs of pants, the 2 pairs of shorts, the 5 pairs of underwear, and the 5 pairs of socks, and the 2 t-shirts, and the 3 jackets that I left New York City with. So for me, I'm good. That's all I need to live off of. Probably for another, probably could get 5 years out of all these clothes at least. The early settlers would get up to 20 years out of 1 pair of pants. They'd be patched up and they would be, refurbished many times over. But you're talking 20 years for 1 pair of real jeans back in the day. And that's when, men were men. And, they weren't wearing skinny jeans with the thighs rubbing together and wearing out. They were in the fields getting a big thumb. You know what I mean? A big farming thumb. This thumb is little and frail compared to what a good farming thumb would be like back in the day, especially those tobacco farmers. But I digress. I thought I was going to have some profound things to say today. I do, actually, yeah. Let's not forget about this. I'm at the point where I'm ready just to give it all over to God. I'm sorry that I say that 3.5 minutes, almost 4 minutes into the video, but, I've tried so many different things. I, got into martial arts. That was an amazing thing for me in my life. I moved to New York City to do stand-up comedy. That was a crazy, amazing phase that is still continuing. And then, got into stuff like commercials, and hey, maybe, I could get lucky and be a famous actor or something like that. And that, it could still happen. Who knows? You never know. But the only way I think I can get there at this point is if I just absolutely have to just hand it all over to the man upstairs, because I just don't have the desire to try to push for anything at this point. Take my foray into the world of business. I made a business in New York City as a kind of a hedge for my entertainment career. Because I was saying, entertainment, it's kind of crazy and a little bit, it's not frugal. Frugal? No, it's not, it's not a safe thing. It's like playing the lottery. You're kind of like a crazy person. To all my friends that continue to pursue acting and stand up and things like that, like I do think you are slightly out of whack because, but at the same time, it's a beautiful thing. You've actually completely, you continue to dive off into the deep end every day, even though it all is relatively hopeless. And the funny thing about that is, you could say, well, here goes this guy, Adam Schutte, who hedged his bets, started a business in 2009 after the financial crisis, puts blood, sweat, and tears into it for 10 years, passes that 10-year mark where you go, oh, there's no looking back. It's only, the sky's the limit. And then you get this COVID thing that knocks everything flat. And where are we? We're all kind of on an equal playing field again. It's kind of a beautiful thing. We're all beautiful people. The life is beautiful. If you're above ground and you're breathing and you're not sick, what else do you have to complain about? But then you go, okay, well, let's come out of this thing, and where are we going to be? What is it going to look like when we become the, post-COVID fallout? What is that going to look like? Well, I choose to not want to care. Other than that, I want everything to be okay for me, my family and friends. I want everybody to be all right and be able to do the things that they want to do. And for how hard I've pushed for all these other things that I've tried to accomplish over the years, there was this level of intensity that I felt like at a cellular kind of soul activation level that produced a certain amount of results and or content or whatever artifacts are left behind. And I'm saying to myself, I think I was trying too hard. I think I was missing the point. I think this COVID thing is a wake-up call for many of us on the planet. And, I'm hoping that this is something that, not hoping, I know that this is something that I'm taking to heart and that is going to last with me somewhat indefinitely, I hope. I really hope. And I choose to do big things. I'm going to choose to take risks and probably go after stuff harder and more than I ever have in the past. But that being said, at this moment in time, I'm telling you, it doesn't fucking matter, and I don't even give a shit, and I'm just giving it up to the man upstairs. The concept of the infinite, the fact that we're a speck on this tiny little grain of sand floating in a galaxy that takes, I believe, 250 light years to do one circle around the inner orbit of the galaxy that our Earth travels on. 250 light years. Something like that. Anyway, there's a bike coming and it's getting weird. I'll talk to you.